Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you how I use generative AI as a learning tool to complement my descriptive statistics class. We will explore how AI can create realistic and meaningful activities for us to do in Excel. Okay, so here we have the conversation with ChatGPT and I use this prompt asking for a list of topics to complement my descriptive statistics class, considering I'm a biotechnology student. So first it gives me some core descriptive concepts, then more focused biotechnology applications, and from here the most interesting to me was the data from experiments, especially summarizing gene expression or enzyme activity data. So then I asked for specific Excel activities on this topic to work with. It gave me some proposals of data sets, ideas that I could create. The first one was about gene expression. It gave me the learning goal, the general activities, and how to create the dataset. Then about enzyme activity, and it gives me the same stuff. And last but not least, the protein expression. So from here, I asked to expand the one of enzyme activity in different conditions. And I also asked for a ready-to-use Excel dataset. So here it gave me the dataset that we will analyze later. And then it gives me a step-by-step Excel activity sheet to analyze and assess this dataset. So first, it asks for data exploration and setup. Basically, it's getting familiar with the information you're working with. Then descriptive statistics. We compute some information like average, standard deviation, and the coefficient of variation. Next, analyzing environmental effects, seeing how these enzymes are affected by temperature or pH. Also visualization of the information with some line charts and box plots. And of course, in the end, it asked me for some data interpretation because we're analyzing real life examples. So, of course, information we are working with has a meaning in science in this case. So here is the dataset that ChatGPT gave us, and the first part is to explore our dataset. We have 5 columns, about 225 rows. We are analyzing 3 enzymes. We have the specific temperature and pH at which each experiment was performed, the amount of replicates, and the most important one, the enzyme activity, which is basically the rate at which an enzyme catalyzes a chemical reaction. So first, we're asked to give the format of a table. So we select all our information, our data, and then we go to insert and press table. Then it will give us this format that will be very useful when we are computing the information. We can choose here which enzyme we want to show. Like if we press this, we now just have the amylase information. So we're going to start with the second part. I made a table with each enzyme and the measures we're going to do. I also create another sheet to be more organized. So first we're going to start with the mean and with the first enzyme. So we're going to take out the other two. So we just have the information of the first one to make things more easier. So we're going to use the formula of average. Then we're going to the dataset. We're going to use the enzyme activity column. We press Command Shift and the lower arrow, And we now have all the information. We press enter and we have our first mean. So with the median, we're going to use the median formula. The same for the enzyme activity. We select our information, we press enter and we have the median. Then the standard deviation, we use our formula and the same with the enzyme activity. Next for the minimum, the same, we use the minimum formula and go to our dataset and choose our information. I don't know what that was. We select our enzyme activity information and then press enter. Then the max, we use the max formula. We select our information again. And the CV, we have the formula in ChatGPT gave us that it is the standard deviation over the mean, and this will be multiplied by 100 given in percentage. Now I'm going to compute the same information for the other two enzymes. Okay, now that we compute all the information we need for each enzyme, we can deduce some things. For example, that lipase having the greater average activity means that it works in the most efficient way under the tested conditions. Also, we can see that all enzymes are very sensitive to their environment because we have a very high coefficient of variance. So this very high value for the three enzymes shows that their activity changes a lot. This means that small changes in temperature or pH can make their activity to go from almost zero to very high. So there are clear optimal conditions because the fact that the mean is higher than the median and that the maximum values are very high, this shows that each enzyme works best under certain pH and temperature conditions. So we're going to find out which are these optimal conditions later. Analyze the different environmental effects, in this case of temperature and pH, on the enzyme activity. So we're asked to make a pivot table. So first we're going to select our dataset. Then we're going to insert pivot table and we're going to add a new sheet. Then we will follow the instructions. It says that in rows we're going to put temperature, in the columns we will put enzymes, and in the values that here we're going to put the enzyme activity, and this instantly make like a sum of the activity. So now we have our table and we're going to put here that we're talking about temperature, and we're going to make the same for the pH. Both tables for temperature and pH, we could analyze some information. First, for the temperature, which temperature gives the highest average activity for each enzyme? And we can see that for three enzymes, the highest activity rate would be 30 degrees, and which is the temperature at which all enzymes show a reduced activity. It would be 20 degrees. We can see that the three enzymes have the lowest activity. For the pH, we now can see which is the most optimal pH when each enzyme show a greater enzyme activity. So also here for the three enzymes, we can observe that the ideal pH would be 6, kind of acidic, but not that much. So we can deduce that the temperature and pH ideal for these three enzymes would be 30 degrees and a pH of 6. We're going to plot a box plot chart with the enzymes. So first we're going to select the name of our enzymes and the activity rate. So we're going to insert a box and whisker type of chart, and we got this chart over here with our three enzymes. So what does this chart is telling us? Well, for the amylase, we can see that it has a low median and mean. Also, the activity values are mostly small. It has several outliers, about 20-25, showing that a few samples have unusually high enzyme activity. For the lipase, we have a slightly higher median and mean also that amylase, and it has a wider box, so this means more variation in activity among samples and a very high outliers, around 40-45. And for the last one, we have a similar case from the lipase in a spread, but it is slightly lower median. So it also has a few outliers about here 35-36. Well, overall, we notice that the enzymes show a high variability in their activity, which shows that they are very sensible to small changes in environmental factors, like in this case temperature and pH. But this variability was expected because the data range was quite broad, from minimum values around 0.5 to 40. But the results help us to better understand the catalytic function of enzymes. In this case, the enzymes tested have an essential role in breaking down molecules. For example, the amylase acts in carbohydrates to give us energy, or the lipase breaks down lipids into fatty acids we need. Protease break down the peptide bonds of proteins to get amino acids. And understanding this activity is fundamental because enzymes are vital for metabolic processes and maintaining life by accelerating chemical reactions efficiently. Yes, I think it's definitely possible to reproduce this activity for other courses. We can take advantage of AI to create either realistic datasets to work with, personalized quiz-style questions, or practice exercises for subjects like chemistry and math. But it really depends on what you're looking for and how clearly your prompt is, because the more specific it is, the better results you will get. Yes, I think AI will change education in general, but I don't think it will replace professors. A computer or AI could never replace the work or experience and guidance of a professor and a real-life interaction. However, I believe professors could adapt or should adapt their courses and integrate AI in a responsible way, helping students to use it ethically and responsibly, and for self-improvement, not just for copying and having AI to do their work for them. But at the end, it doesn't depend on any professor. It depends on us as students and how we choose to use these tools to actually learn and grow, or just to pass a course.